In this video I'm gonna add the functionality to add, remove and clear a product. So inside of this PHP tags here, first of all I'm gonna say session start because I'm gonna be using sessions, and then I can have this required DB, that's fine, and then I'm gonna have a comment and say if adding a product. So if I'm adding a product, I'm gonna go to this same link, index.php, but with this add get value there. So that's what I want to check now. So I'm gonna say here if is set get add. In that case I'm gonna have a session with name of cart underscore and append to this name the get add, which is actually the ID of the product. So get add, and I'm gonna say plus plus here, and then I'm gonna redirect back to index, so location index.php and exit here. So each product is gonna have the same first 5 letters, so each product name is gonna start with cart underscore in the session, and then the ID is gonna be different. So that's how I'm gonna be tracking the products. There are other ways to store products in a session, but I'm gonna be using this one, and copy that, and I'm gonna say here if removing a product. So then it's gonna be that get remove, and first I need to check if that ID does not have value of 0, since if it does there's nothing to remove. So I'm gonna say here if session cart underscore and append get remove, so if it's not 0, and in that case I'm gonna copy this and paste it here, just indent it a bit. In that case I'm gonna say minus minus here, and this should be remove as well, and I'm gonna copy this and paste it here and say if clearing a product. So this is gonna be clear, and this as well, and this. So again I'm checking if it's not 0, and if it is 0 if it's not 0, that is, I'm gonna set it to 0 and redirect again. So to make sure all this works, I'm gonna var dump the session, so var dump session, and see what it contains. So if I run this now, the session is empty, and if I click add for bananas, it seems to be working. I have now cart underscore 1, and 1 is the ID of bananas in the table. So if I refresh here, here it is, ID 1 bananas, and if I click add again, now I have 2. If I click remove, I have 1, add again, 3, and clear, and it's 0. And I can add these as well. So it works. And I'm gonna comment this out and display that content here. So after total equals 0, I'm gonna loop through the session array. So I'm gonna say for each session as key value, and I want to check if the session name starts with cart underscore, and I also want to check that value is greater than 0, otherwise I don't need it. So I'm gonna say if value is greater than 0, and then I'm gonna say if substr and key 0 and 5 is equal to cart underscore. So if the name of the session starts with cart underscore, then I want to get the ID, and I'm gonna get the ID by removing these first 5 characters, since the ID comes after that. So I'm gonna say ID here, and that's gonna be equal to substr again, and key, and 5, so start there but go backwards. So I'm gonna say strlen key minus 5, and that's gonna leave me with the ID only, so it's gonna remove this part from the session name, and this is supposed to be variable key. Okay, and now I'm gonna say Q and select all from products where ID is equal to variable ID, and R equals MySQL I query dbcq, and row equals MySQL I fetch a sock, and R in here. And now I need the subtotal, so for this product only, so I'm gonna say sub here, and that's gonna be equal to number format. And in here I'm gonna say row price is times value, that is, and two decimals, and then I'm gonna echo out a p, let's say, and append to that row and name, and I'm gonna say x here and a single quote again and value, so how many there are, and then I'm gonna say equals and dollar sign and have that sub here, and that looks good. And here then I'm gonna add to total, so I'm gonna say total plus equals sub, and I'm gonna say here else, so if total is not 0, I'm gonna echo out the P and the B for bold, and I'm gonna say here total, and I'm gonna have here dollar sign and display total. So if I run this now, let's see what I have. So apples times 2, 2 apples, 1 cheese, 1 bread. If I add one more bread, I get this. If I add one more bread, it changes accordingly, and so on. If I, let's say, clear cheese, it seems to be working, so it's all good. Okay, that's it for this video, and in the next one I'm gonna add PayPal support.